Good morning everyone. Now I would like to discuss about antifungal agents. Antifungal agents means these are the drugs which can be used for treatment of fungal infections. Okay, in the last class we had seen about antihypertensive drugs. Now this is under separate category. This is antifungal agents. Okay, fungi is one of the organism which is responsible for causing various infections on the body. The drugs which are effectively used for treatment of those fungal infections are called antifungal agents. So coming to the contents in this PPT: introduction, classification of antifungal drugs, structure and mode of action of the drugs, SAR of the drugs, synthesis, uses and adverse effects, and at last references. So before going to the antifungal agents, first we should know about fungal disease and the causative organism, about the fungi. Okay, different types of fungi are there and different types of fungi infections are there. Coming to the types of fungi, see, this fungi may be classified as mainly two types, yeast and molds. Coming to the examples for yeast: Blastomyces, Candida, Histoplasma, Cucurioides, Cryptococcus. These are the various species which come under yeast. Coming to the mold category: Aspergillus species, Dermatophytes and Mucor. These three are the main species which come under molds. Okay, these two are the main types of organisms which can come under fungi. And these are fungal infections are classified as superficial mycosis and deep mycosis. The deep mycosis can also be called systemic mycosis. Superficial mycosis means fungal infection which can be seen on the outer layers of the skin. Okay, the part of the body which is mostly affected with fungi is skin, toes, nails, and at last scalp. Okay, coming to the examples for systemic fungal infections: systemic candidiasis, that is arterial with progressive diminution. Next, cryptococcal meningitis, endocarditis, rhinocerebral mucormycosis, pulmonary aspergillosis, blastomycosis, histoplasmosis, cucuriomycosis, and pneumocystitis carinii pneumonia. Okay, these are the infections caused mainly by fungi which can come under systemic category. Okay, this picture is showing about the composition of the fungal cell membrane. If you see the composition of the fungal cell membrane, okay, mainly the outer cell membrane of the fungi is taking as the important one for preparing drugs called antifungal agents. If you see the composition, this is called manoproteins, and these are called beta 1,6-glucan and 1,3-glucan, and this is called chitin, and this is called phospholipid bilayer of the cell membrane. In the phospholipid bilayer of the cell membrane, these are very important structural components of the fungi. Those are nothing but ergosterol. Okay, this ergosterol is essential for the structure of the fungi cell membrane. This is important. Why this is important means this helps in maintaining rigidity of the cell membrane or for maintaining hardness of the cell membrane. So majority of the antifungal agents use this ergosterol as the target for inhibiting the growth of fungi. So here, this is the ergosterol synthesis pathway, squalene. Okay, azole drugs mainly. These azole drugs inhibit this ergosterol synthesis. And in fungi, like all the other organisms, DNA is also important. DNA or RNA synthesis takes place. Flucytosine is the another drug that inhibits DNA synthesis. Okay, this is the fungal cell membrane, and in the outer cell membrane we can see these type of components. So we can target the fungi by choosing any one of the component present in the fungi. So mainly the drugs called antifungal agents uses ergosterol as the target component. The remaining drugs can choose manoproteins or beta 1,6-glucan and beta 1,3-glucan. See, this picture is showing about the sites at which the antifungal agents can act. Here, why antifungal agents choose an ergosterol as the principal component means because ergosterol is not present in human cell membrane. So, these drugs can selectively act on the fungal cell membrane and inhibits the synthesis of ergosterol without producing any toxic effects. So, specificity of the drug towards the fungi is very high. See here, this is the cytoplasmic membrane of the fungi. Okay, there are drugs called polyenes. These polyen antifungal antibiotics create pores on the cell membrane. See here, it is creating pore. So because of this pore, it is not maintaining the rigidity, and the essential components can be laid down, and totally it loses integrity and rigidity. This is one way. Another one, capsofungin is another category of the drug. It can inhibit cell wall synthesis of the fungi. Next, azole antifungals. These azole antifungals mainly choose an ergosterol as the principal component. This ergosterol can be synthesized from lanosterol, and lanosterol is synthesized from squalene. Okay, there are various steps involved in synthesis of ergosterol. But here, these azole antifungal agents blocks the conversion of lanosterol to ergosterol. Okay, this is the target. Another drug, terbinafine, okay, that is called L-amine drugs. These drugs inhibit the conversion of squalene to lanosterol. Okay, we can inhibit ergosterol synthesis either by inhibiting lanosterol to ergosterol or by inhibiting lanosterol, which is an essential component. Okay, so how can we inhibit lanosterol synthesis? The primary compound for lanosterol is squalene. So if we inhibit the synthesis of lanosterol, we can inhibit ergosterol also. Okay, so the drug like terbinafine inhibit synthesis of lanosterol from squalene. Another one, purines are precursor for synthesis of nucleic acid. Everyone knows that one. Okay, the purines which are essential for synthesis of nucleic acids can be synthesized from various precursors. Okay, so this synthesis can be prevented by taking a drug called flucytosine. Okay, cytosine is one of the pyrimidine that is essential for synthesis. Okay, here these precursors can be inhibited by flucytosine. Next, microtubules. This drug called griseofulvin inhibits polymerization of microtubules. So thereby we can inhibit mitosis process and we can inhibit DNA synthesis. Okay, these are the targets by which all these antifungal agents can act on the fungi and inhibits their growth. Coming to classification of antifungal agents. This classification is first based on mode of action. First category is called fungal cell wall synthesis inhibition. Example, caspofungin. Next, it binds to fungal cell membrane, ergosterol. Example, amphotericin B, nystatin. Third category, inhibition of ergosterol and lanosterol synthesis. Example, terbinafine, nafitifine and butinafine. Next, inhibition of ergosterol synthesis. Example, azoles. Inhibition of nucleic acid synthesis, 5-flucytosine. Here various components are taken as a targets. Next, disruption of mitotic spindle and inhibition of fungal mitosis. Example, griseofulvin. And last category, miscellaneous. In this miscellaneous, the drugs like tolnaftate, cyclopirox, haloprozin, indicylinic acid, all these drugs exhibit their action by different mechanisms. Coming to the classification of antifungal agents based on structure wise. The first category is called antibiotics. And antibiotics, the main important category is polyene antifungal agents. Example, amphotericin, nystatin, hemicin. In this category, you can add another drug that is called renatamycin also. Second one, heterocyclic benzofuran. Example, griseofulvin. Next, antimetabolites, flucytosine. Next category, azoles. This azole is another important under antifungal agents. In azoles, again two types are there, imidazoles and triazoles. Example for imidazoles: ketoconazole, clotrimazole, oxyconazole, miconazole. Imidazole means this is the structure of imidazole. The drugs which contain this imidazole ring are called imidazoles. And another one is triazoles. Triazoles means in 5-membered ring with 3 nitrogens are there. That's why this is called triazoles. Example for triazoles: fluconazole, itraconazole and voriconazole. Next category, allyl amines. Example: terbinafine, butinafine. Next, echinocandins, caspofungin, endilofungin and micafungin. Next, other topical agents: tolnaftate, indocyaninic acid and benzoic acid. Okay, among all these, the important drugs from antifungal agents are antibiotics. In these, mainly polyene antifungal antibiotics and azole drugs. Coming to the first category of antifungal agents, that is polyene antifungal antibiotics. Polyene means, poly means many, ene means double bond. Okay, these antibiotics contain number of double bonds. Antibiotic means a compound which can be obtained from a microorganism or metabolite of microorganism. Okay, here these polyene compounds are so named because of alternate conjugated double bonds. Okay, it contains conjugated double bonds. Conjugation means alternate single bond double bond arrangement that can be seen in the polyene antibiotics, and along with the double bonds here that constitute a part of their macrolide ring structure. Macrolide means it contains a large cyclic ring. Next, the polyene antibiotics are produced by Streptomyces species. Okay, Streptomyces is the main genus, and the drugs called nystatin, amphotericin, mitomycin are obtained from different species of Streptomycin. And polyenes target the ergosterols. Ergosterol is the essential component of the cell membrane of fungi. These drugs mainly target ergosterol and inhibits that ergosterol synthesis. So thereby destabilization of plasma membrane occurs, which results in lysis of the cell. See, the chemical structures feature a large ring of atoms. In essence, a cyclic ester ring is there, followed by alternate double bonds. Hence, polyene on one side of the ring and multiple OH groups bonded to other side of the ring. Okay, mainly it contains a macrocyclic ring structure. That ring structure is called a cyclic ester ring is there. To the ester ring, it contains on one side double bonds, alternate single and double bonds chain, and another side it contains multiple hydroxyl groups. That is the basic structural feature of polyene antifungal antibiotics. Next, their structures are also often have dimycosamine. Okay, this is a type of aminoglycoside group bonded to the molecule. Okay, this is the structure. This is the first compound, amphotericin B. All these are antibiotics and they are obtained from a species called Streptomyces genus, and the species is Nodosus. Amphotericin B is obtained from Streptomyces nodosus species. And why this is called amphotericin means it is having both acidic and basic character. That's why this is called amphoteric. This is amphoteric in nature. Coming to the structure, it contains a cyclic ester ring is there. Okay, this is one ring, and mycosamine sugar, and on one side conjugated double bond. See, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. This is called alternate arrangement. This alternate arrangement of single and double bond is called conjugation. This structure is essential for exhibiting activity. Why this is essential means this conjugation helps in improving the lipophilic portion or lipophilicity of the drug. On another side, it contains what? Hydroxy groups. Multiple hydroxy groups are there. These OH groups helps in improving solubility or polarity of the drug. So both are essential for activity. So this drug is having both acidic properties and basic properties. That's why this is called amphoteric. And see, mainly two types of compounds are there, amphotericin A and amphotericin B. But amphotericin A is not having any therapeutic activity. Only amphotericin B is having therapeutic activity. That is antifungal. That's why the drug named it as amphotericin B. Coming to the mode of action. Okay, ergosterol is present in the cell membrane of the fungi. Okay, so this amphotericin B interacts hydrophobically with ergosterol in the fungal cell membrane and forming a pore. Pore or cavity is created after binding of drug with the ergosterol. Okay. So what happens when pore or cavity is formed? The internal cellular constituents like potassium and other small molecules are eliminated from the organism. See here, especially potassium is eliminated. So which leads to cell death. Okay, amphotericin binds to the ergosterol of the fungal cell membrane and creates pore. Through that pores, internal constituents like potassium and other small molecules are eliminated, which leads to cell death. In that way, we can reduce fungi infection. See, binds ergosterol in fungal cell membrane, form pores in cell membrane, cell contents leak out, leads to cell death. Coming to the spectrum of action. Okay, this is called antibiotic and this drug is having broad spectrum of action. And if you see, this is called fungicidal. Okay, these bacterial agents and fungi agents can be called as two types. One is fungicidal drug and fungistatic drug. Fungicidal means which can kill the fungi at high concentration. If you take one drug, the drug is given in high concentration, then it can be act as fungicidal. If the drug is given in low concentration, just it inhibits the growth of organism. That is called fungistatic. So these polyene antifungal antibiotics may act by two ways, that is fungicidal, fungistatic. Depending on the type of infection and depending on the severity of the infection, we can give the dose. And it is having broad spectrum of action. Broad spectrum of action means it is showing their action against wide range of fungi, different types of fungi. Example, Aspergillus, Blastomycetes, Candida albicans, Cryptococcus neoformans, Coccidioides, Histoplasma, Mucor species. All these species are responsible for various systemic fungal infections. So this drug is very effective, and along with this fungi, it is also active against leishmania. Okay, so amphotericin B is having also anti-leishmania activity. Okay, resistance is developed slowly, but that is not a major problem. Replacement of ergosterol by other sterols in the fungal plasma membrane. Okay, on continuous usage of amphotericin B by the patients, what happened is the drug is becoming ineffective. Why it is ineffective means the ergosterol which is present in the fungal cell membrane is replaced by some other sterols. Fungi utilizes other sterols as the essential component in the place of ergosterol. So thereby drug is ineffective. Okay, that is not a problem clinically. In such conditions, we can give another antibiotic, polyene antibiotic or another category of the drugs. Administration and dose. For systemic mycosis, depending on the type of infection, dose is formed and dose is also varied. For systemic mycosis, the drug can be given by IV route. It is available as 50 mg vial and it is suspended in 10 ml water and then diluted with 500 ml glucose. 0.5 milligram per kg body weight to 1 milligram per kg. The total dose is 3 to 4 grams per over 2 to 3 months. Next, intestinal monoliasis. Example, for this 50 to 100 milligrams quaternary. Quaternary means 4 times in a day. Next, vaginitis. This is applied in the form of ointment. So the route is topical route. Otomycosis. Otomycosis means ear infections. In such conditions, we will give the drug in the form of drops, 3% drops. Intrathecal administration, that is 0.5 milligram of the drug is administered Bisinda in fungal meningitis to the membrane, fungal membrane. Okay, meningitis means brain infection. Okay, the meningitis is nothing but infection caused to the brain with the help by fungi. Okay, this amphotericin B is also widely used for black fungus infections, which is generally produced in post-COVID patients in wave 2. Coming to the uses, this is useful drug in nearly all life-threatening mycotic infections. Okay, as I said, in COVID-2, after treatment, in some of the patients, they had developed a black fungus infection. In such conditions, this amphotericin B is giving more benefits. Treatment of invasive aspergillosis and rapidly progressive blastomycosis and coccidiomycosis, Cryptococcus neoformans, mucormycosis, and disseminated rapidly progressing histoplasmosis. Reserve drug for resistant Kala Azar. Okay, this is also effective against leishmania. Kala Azar is belong to the category of leishmania. Okay, all these systemic fungal infections we can give amphotericin B, and also for topical uses. Coming to the adverse effects produced by amphotericin B. First, acute reaction like chills, fever, headache, pain all over, nausea, vomiting, dyspnea lasting 2 to 5 hours. Okay, can be treated with hydrocortisone. Okay, all these occurs because of inflammatory compounds called interleukins and TNF. So those can be treated, those adverse effects can be treated by giving a drug called hydrocortisone. Hydrocortisone is a steroid. Okay, long-term toxicity, if the drug is used for continuous period, then nephrotoxicity occurs, that is kidney failure, azotemia, hypokalemia, acidosis, decreased glomerular filtration rate and leads to anemia. Okay, hypertension means low BP, anemia, lack of blood, kidney failure. Okay, all these are the symptoms we can be seen in long-term uses. Next, CNS toxicity. This can be seen with the intrathecal administration. Already I told for meningitis infection, the drug can be given by intrathecal route. We are administering directly into the membranes of the brain. So the drug can penetrate into the membranes of the brain and depress central nervous system. Headache, vomiting and nerve paralysis occurs. Hepatotoxicity rarely. Hepatotoxicity means liver damage. Okay, the main side effects are nephrotoxicity, that is kidney damage, acute infusion related reactions. Next, hypopotasemia. Hypopotasemia is nothing but loss of potassium. Okay, why? Because this drug creates pores on the fungal cell membrane and potassium elimination occurs from the fungi. And along with the fungi potassium, the internal cellular constants of human, that is potassium, is also eliminated, which may leads to hypopotasemia. Next, anemia, hepatic dysfunction. Next category of this drug is nystatin. Okay, this is the structure of nystatin. If you see the difference in nystatin with amphotericin B, in amphotericin B, here also one more double bond is there, but in nystatin the double bond is not there. See, this is the exact structure. So totally 6 double bonds are there in nystatin. In amphotericin 7 double bonds are there. That is the difference. Remaining everything is same. Coming to the source, nystatin is obtained from an organism called Streptomyces nursi. Amphotericin is obtained from Streptomyces nodosus. This is nursi. Similar to amphotericin B in antifungal properties. High systemic toxicity, so used locally. This drug is also exhibiting systemic adverse effects, so this drug can be used locally. It means for local infections we can use this drug. And it is poorly absorbed from mucous membrane. And the drug is available as ointment, cream, powder and tablet. These are the various formulations which can be available in nystatin. Uses: 5 lakh units in intestinal moniliasis, 1 lakh units in vaginitis, prevention of oral candidiasis, can be used in oral cutaneous conjunctival candidiasis. Candida albicans is the major organism which is responsible for candidiasis. Candidiasis is a fungal infection, okay, that can be seen on the mucous membrane of the oral cavity or on the skin or vagina. Okay, in that conditions the disease is called, or the infection is called, oral candidiasis, cutaneous candidiasis or conjunctival, means eye infections. Okay, that conjunctival candidiasis. In these cases you can give the drug called nystatin in the form of topical, that is in the form of ointments. Adverse events: gastrointestinal disturbances with oral tablets. Next drug is called hemicin. Okay, this is the structural difference in hemicin, and this is obtained from an organism called Streptomyces pimprini species. Okay, species is different, and this is a Hindustan antibiotic, that's why hemicin, the name is started with H. This is more water soluble, fraction absorbed orally but unreliable in systemic infections, and this is topically used in thrush. Thrush is nothing but formation of white color patches which can be seen in the tongue or oral cavity. Candidiasis, trichomonasis, monilial vaginitis, otomycosis by aspergillus. Okay, different types of fungal infections are there, and these fungal infections cannot be cured by short-term course. In some conditions, if the resistance is developed, the drugs can be used for longer period. If resistance is developed, one drug has to be replaced with another alternative drug, and for especially thrush, this is the drug of choice. Next category, next drug is natamycin. Okay, natamycin is obtained from Streptomyces natamycetes species, and the mode of action is same as that of amphotericin B and nystatin, and it is also having broad spectrum of action, and it is used topically in concentration of 1% and 3% in the form of ointment. Okay, for which type of infections we can use this drug means for Fusarium solani keratitis, Trichomonas monilial vaginitis. For vaginal infection and for skin infection we can use this drug natamycin. See here, in natamycin structure double bonds are less, okay, whereas the amphotericin B and nystatin double bonds are high. Next drug is called Griseofulvin. This is one of the early antibiotic from Penicillium griseofulvum. Okay, the genus is different and species is different. Remaining all the polyene antifungal antibiotics are obtained from Streptomyces species, but this Griseofulvin is obtained from Penicillium griseofulvum. This is fungistatic. Fungistatic means it can inhibit the growth of fungi. Systemic drug for superficial fungal infections. Okay, this drug can be given by systemic route and for treatment of various superficial fungal infections. Superficial fungal infections means which can be seen on the nails or toes or on the skin. This is active against most dermatophytes. Dermatophytes means this is one of the fungal infection caused by dermatophytes on the skin. Dermatophytes concentrate it actively and hence selective toxicity occurs. Next, resistance, loss of concentrating ability. and this is the structure of the benzofuran or griseofulvin. The basic nucleus of griseofulvin is benzofuran. This is the basic structure. This is benzene and this is furan. Furan is completely saturated, and chlorine is there. This chlorine also helps in improving the activity of the drug. Coming to the mode of action of griseofulvin. Okay, this griseofulvin interacts with polymerized microtubules. How this drug exhibits their action means it inhibits mitosis process. Okay, from mitosis, tubulins are very essential components. These are called proteins. Okay, these tubulin compounds undergo polymerization process and they convert into microtubules. So those microtubules will arrange in the form of mitotic spindle. See here, this is the arrangement of mitotic spindle shape. Once all the microtubules are arranged in mitotic spindle, then only separation of or segregation of these chromosomes occurs. Here, this polymerization of microtubules and disrupts the mitotic spindle, means mitotic spindle formation cannot be takes place. Once mitotic spindle is formed, it dissolves that mitotic spindle, hence it inhibits completely mitosis or chromosomal separation, or nuclear division is completely inhibited by inhibiting mitosis process. Coming to pharmacokinetics, oral administration, irregular absorption increased by fatty food and microfine particles. Okay, it means drug is having interaction with food. Okay, if the food is having high amount of fat, absorption is less. It is concentrated in keratinized tissues, metabolized in liver and excreted in urine. Half-life 24 hours. Okay, the drug can undergo metabolism by cytochrome P450. Adverse effects: headache, GIT disturbances, CNS symptoms and peripheral neuritis. Coming to uses, this is used systemically for dermatophytosis infections, and systemic azoles are more effective, and this duration is completely depending on the thickness of the keratin. If keratin thickness is less, this drug can penetrate more effectively. Dose 125 to 250 mg. QID means 4 times. Based on the type of infection, we can use the drug in the form of course. 3 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 months for fingernail infections. Toenails 8 to 12 months. Like that it is varied. And this griseofulvin drug is also having some interactions with warfarin and oral contraceptives, phenobarbitons and disulfiram. Okay, next category is 5-flucytosine. Okay, from this slide you can see in next class. Thank you.